Hello, my name is Erica, and I'm the Dyslexic Trekkie. This is likely to be a short Star Trek Analyzed. Learning Curve is not a Janeway-heavy story, but the next episode is the Season 2 premiere and will likely be too long to reasonably add to another episode. In this episode, we learned that though the majority of the Maquis are adapting, there are a handful of the crew that aren't doing so well. They have been combative, disregarded protocol, and generally not lived up to Starfleet standards. Really, this is a Tuvok episode, and I want to go over it again in full at another date, but I want to look over how Janeway handles the unruly crew members. Where Tuvok wants to discipline one that was insubordinate earlier, Janeway recognizes that these aren't Starfleet officers. They don't have the training the regular crew members have. Though she doesn't bring it up, as Maquis members, they've likely experienced traumas many of the regular crew haven't. These are all real problems. Janeway's solution is to have Tuvok put them through a sort of abbreviated cadet training. This is largely where Janeway's part ends and the story moves on to Tuvok working with the crew and better learning how to teach them. Watching this episode, I realized I forgot it started off with Janeway in the holodecks. Her little holo novel always makes me think she's a fan of Wuthering Heights, but I think it's supposed to be a combination of it and Turn of the Screw. It's not important, but they're good stories. I love watching her try to work out how to greet the kids. I wonder if she practiced like this before she made her first address to the crew. Seeing her with the two holo characters, they're both little kids, is kind of a cute moment. Though, when replacing part of the system, it would be best to make sure the captain isn't using it. They disappear right in front of her, leaving her wondering what the hell just happened. I do have to feel for the Maquis crew, though. I can't imagine it was easy for any of them to have been put together with the Federation crew. I always imagine it as being a division of 50-50 between the Maquis and Federation, but in reality it has been estimated to be between 30 and 35 Maquis members out of between 140 and 150 crew members. Though that's just stating the human crew, this is just an estimation. In Lineage, B'Elanna states that there's 150 human members of the crew. I'm guessing after you include the non-human crew members, it's around 170. And quite a bit of this is my guess, so you can take that for about as much as it's worth. But it is important to understand their situation. Imagine joining a cause, either because you're passionate about it or because you were trying to find a place where your more adventurous nature could be of use. The Federation isn't an option, your temperament isn't compatible. Then you're chucked across the galaxy, your ship is destroyed, and now you have to serve with the very people you are fighting against. Following those regulations you thought were so stupid to begin with. When you think about it, it's incredible they didn't have more issues. But this is also the episode where the gel circuitry gets sick. I remember when I saw the Neurogel idea, I thought it sounded weird. And I think that's why they never used it anywhere else in the franchise. The very point of the issue proves the problem. What do you do when your ship gets sick? Generally speaking, you're probably actually in range of somebody who can help fix it, but even if you're in the Alpha Quadrant, you could be stranded somewhere in a sick ship and not be able to do anything about it. But this problem incites the primary issue of the show, the Maquis crew who aren't adjusting well. I have to give credit to Janeway. She finds out crewman Delby has been basically insubordinate to the point where he would have gotten kicked out of Starfleet. Unless she wants to drop him off at the nearest planet, that's not an option. Instead, she asks what could be going on with him. She recognizes that they aren't in their element. Janeway finds her next set of lost lambs and does what she always does. She helps them find their way. Or in this case, she assigns Tuvok to help them find their way. As I said, this is a Tuvok-focused episode. He puts them through training, while the rest of the crew tries to work out how to handle the damaged gel packs. I always like to think Tuvok was one of Janeway's instructors at the Academy. This episode is part of the reason why. It explains why Janeway put so much of her trust in him. There's no evidence of it, but I think it would explain a lot about their relationship. I can see how her drive for excellence would have drawn her to his high standards. In the end, she made the right choice, though not through his conventional means. This episode is a Tuvok-focused episode, and this is an analysis of Janeway. And in that spirit, I skipped a number of episodes because I didn't feel there was enough to add to the analysis. But there are some points in them I want to address. For instance, when Janeway works herself to exhaustion, and the doctor has to order her to take time off, starting her little saga in the holonovel for one thing. Another is when she chooses to return to Talax to help Neelix find a cure to a disease he didn't actually have. This takes him far off course to getting home. but I think that's the episode where they have their cute little competition over who has the muggiest summer, Indiana or the Talaxian swamp. Indiana wins. Trust me. But in these episodes, her part is too small to bring up, or it overlapped with other issues brought up in previous episodes. I chose Learning Curve because it encompasses so many of those smaller points. I joke sometimes in my life that I need a keeper, but no one wants the job. On a level that's similar to Janeway. Especially in this first season, so much is going wrong and there's so many problems that she's in perpetual crisis mode. Janeway may thrive in this situation to a large extent, but it can be hard to pull back from that. Sick gel packs notwithstanding, Voyager has found its routine. It's subtle enough to notice the few crew who aren't adjusting well. It has the luxury of finding a way to integrate them well. And it's a testament to her leadership that only 4 out of the 30 members of the Maquis need that help. The bulk of them find a way to get along. Given the last few years, the Season 1 issues are something I feel we all can relate to. Our lives were turned upside down. We had to find a new normal, and one we could live with. Those who took responsibility for their safety and those they cared about had to adjust to new ways of interacting with others. But eventually, we did find that new normal. That's what Season 1 is, and Learning Curve is when that new normal is found and becomes something worth wanting. Thank you for watching. If you like this subject, please like, share, and subscribe. If you have any thoughts, feelings, or ideas on this subject, please share in the comments below. Again, my name is Erica, and I'm the Dyslexic Trekkie. Hey, you're coming over here because I don't trust you. Ensign Bradbury was patrolling the perimeter of our bridge. Unfortunately, this isn't the time to do so. You gonna say hi? Of course, when he's asked to speak, he doesn't. I'm sure we'll hear from him later. Following those regulations, you were so... Fortunately, this is a short episode, and my frustration will only get so bad. Janeway may thrive, and I'm going to have to do it again.